What up, what up, what up? It is Monday, September 9th. I hope you had a great weekend. Today on Reported with Randi Richardson, we're looking at my previous NBC News articles that directly connect to a key aspect of the 2024 presidential election. The 6 articles we are looking at today cover voting access and election security, housing, criminal justice reform, and reproductive health care, student loan debt, and certifying election results. We'll go over what my previous reporting was and what each candidate, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, has recently said about it. Okay, let's dig in. Voter access and election security. I did a story in 2022 about how 3 Black women oversaw voting access for 37 million Americans. As secretaries of state in California, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, respectively, they each made voting more accessible by handling the logistics behind sharing general information, such as polling locations and how to vote by mail or in person. Access to the ballot box continues to be a marker of this election. On Harris's end, before becoming the Democratic presidential candidate, the White House posted a press release in February of Harris announcing new steps to ensure Americans have the information they need to vote, promote participation among students, protect election workers, and fight voter suppression laws. On Trump's end, the GOP posted an unlisted video on YouTube in June of him advocating for various voting options.
I will once and for all secure our elections. We're going to go to paper ballots.
There is no online voting for federal elections. Paper ballots are how votes are cast.
We're going to have same-day voting, voter ID.
Casting a ballot on the same day as registering to vote has long been championed by Democrats.
We're going to do it properly. We're going to have good, secure, beautiful elections. We never want what happened in 2020 to happen again.
Trump maintains that he won the 2020 election. He's unsuccessfully challenged the election results in various states that Joe Biden won. He's lost each case that he's brought.
But until then, Republicans must win, and we must use every appropriate tool available to beat the Democrats. They are destroying our country. Whether you vote early, absentee, by mail, or in person, we are going to protect the vote.
Supporting mail-in ballots is a change in position for Trump. He has fought in court to invalidate 2020 mail-in ballots in states that Joe Biden won. He's lost each case that he's brought. Housing. In 2021, I did a story about families who owned their apartments in a Brooklyn co-op building, who had their ownership stripped after the city signed their deeds over to a partnering developer through a controversial program called third-party transfer. Housing has been a central point of the election. At the 2024 Democratic National Convention, August 22nd, Harris mentioned housing in her speech just shy of 40 minutes long.
We will end America's housing shortage.
She went into more details about her housing plan August 16th at a campaign stop in North Carolina.
As president, I will work in partnership with industry to build the housing we need, both to rent and to buy. We will take down barriers and cut red tape, including at the state and local levels. And by the end of my first term, we will end America's housing shortage by building 3 million new homes and rentals that are affordable for the middle class. My administration will provide first-time home buyers with $25,000 to help with the down payment on a new home.
The 2024 Republican Party plan mentions housing as well. To help new home buyers, Republicans will reduce mortgage rates by slashing inflation, open limited portions of federal lands to allow for new home construction, promote home ownership through tax incentives and support for first-time buyers, and cut unnecessary regulations that raise housing costs. Trump has also vowed to protect single-family zoning to fend off developers and policymakers looking to lower prices by increasing housing density. The criminal justice system. In 2022, I wrote about how cash bail keeps Black mothers stuck behind bars. The stats show that most women in jails are either Black or single mothers or only incarcerated because they can't afford to post bail. Reforming the cash bail system and the criminal justice system at large has been a backdrop of the election. Harris has been criticized for her record as a prosecutor and past criminal justice policies she supported, with critics saying she has contributed to mass incarceration. She's been a vocal proponent of police reform, recently saying in a July statement about Sonia Massey, "We have much work to do to ensure that our justice system fully lives up to its name." In 2019, she supported phasing out the cash bail system and other criminal justice reforms like ending federal mandatory minimum sentences and pushing states to do the same, and terminating the death penalty and solitary confinement. Trump signed a landmark criminal justice bill in 2018 that had Republican and Democrat support. The legislation gave judges more discretion in sentencing some drug offenders and boosted prisoner rehabilitation efforts. Republicans backed tougher bail policies as of 2023, while Democrats are split along moderate and progressive lines regarding whether to end cash bail in some capacity. Reproductive health care. In 2022, I covered racial disparities in fertility care. Black women are more likely to seek fertility treatment at 41 or older, and their white counterparts are more likely to seek it around age 35. Black women's duration of fertility before seeking treatment is up to 2 years longer than that of white women, and they're twice as likely to have fertility challenges. The reason for these disparities, experts told me, was access to these treatments and knowledge about fertility options. Plus, it's not universally covered by insurance providers. Reproductive health care has taken center stage of this election, with abortion and IVF becoming main talking points. Trump told NBC News August 29th that he would protect access to IVF and that he would have the government and insurance companies cover the cost. Quote, "We're going to be, under the Trump administration, we're going to be paying for that treatment. We're going to be mandating that the insurance company pay." Republicans have expressed an openness to the idea, but haven't committed to it yet. In June, Republicans blocked legislation that would have made access to fertility treatments a national right. Previously suggesting support for a 15-week federal ban on abortion, Trump has said in recent months that he thinks the matter should be left up to each individual state. Harris has championed access to abortions and reproductive health care. Student loan debt. In 2020, I wrote about why canceling student loan debt is a racial issue. Black students take out more loans than their white counterparts, and starting more in the hole is a setback to creating generational wealth. The Roosevelt Institute found in 2018 that households headed by white adults 25 to 40 years old have 12 times as much wealth as their Black counterparts, but eliminating student debt would narrow this gap to 5 times. Harris has supported the Biden administration's initiatives to provide more than $100 billion in student debt relief and has specifically argued in favor of student debt relief for public servants. During her 2019 presidential campaign, she said, "I do support debt-free college and backed income-based repayment for loans." Trump has pushed for cuts to programs that assist with student loan forgiveness, but he suspended interest on student loan payments during the pandemic. Trump said at a June 2023 campaign event that forgiveness is unfair to people who paid off their debt through hard work and diligence. And finally, certifying election results. After 2020 went to Biden, an insurrection occurred at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, to prevent Congress from certifying the election results. The aftermath of the riot has included states moving to crack down on protests, and I wrote an article about it. During the first 2024 presidential debate between Trump and then Democratic presumptive nominee Joe Biden, Trump committed to accepting the election results if it is a fair and legal and good election. He maintains that the 2020 election was not. None of his legal challenges to the election were successful. Harris has no documented history of struggling to accept election results. And that's it. That's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I will see you right back here tomorrow, September 10th, for the premiere of Reported with Randi Richardson.